While every mode gets love every single year, Hot gets hot moments. While World of Shell get, for example, XP path we would really like to see in Hockey Ultimate Team, we get the same squad battles, hot rivals, and hot Chams. So I hope you know where I'm going with this. In my opinion, Hot is the least mode EA actually cares about, because if you look at other modes, they definitely get more love than Hockey Ultimate Team. The last time we actually had some major changes in Hockey Ultimate Team was probably way before my time. So in today's video, I want to talk about some life improvements I would like to see in Hockey Ultimate Team. And the fun thing is, all these things already are in the game. They don't really have to hire a huge development team or spend a lot of money to implement them. All they have to do is just maybe rewrite some of the codes already in the game, and voila, we would have more fun Hockey Ultimate Team every single year. So the first thing I want to talk about a little bit about the sets, and one set particularly. I absolutely love that we have team building sets in NHL 24, and hopefully we'll have that in NHL 25, but I would like to see some changes. At the beginning of the game cycle, you have to collect 25 cards of each team, and you will get yourself a 94 overall team builder. What I don't like about the set as it currently is, it basically allows you to collect any card you want in that overall. I think it's quite stupid. If it's a team building set, in my opinion, it should go back to the way it was a few years ago, where you have to collect every single base card from that particular team. Also, I think 84 overall card is not really good enough. The better the team, the better the overall. Team building sets should be one of the best sets in the game, and everyone should actually want to make them. At the moment, not really everyone goes after them, because in the end of the day, if you play the game until December, you probably will have much better cards than the team builders. So in my opinion, what needs to change? I would like to see maybe an 86 overall exclusive card for every single set if you collect every single card from that team, including logos, jerseys, and maybe even arena. Another thing, why would not release a 99 on day one? Why would you need to release team builders in cycles? Make it something like live series collections in MLB. Yes, a lot of people will spend a lot of money early in the game to acquire that 99, but also some people will have some kind of end goal to chase, like, I don't know, early months in the game. In my opinion, it's a fun thing to do, and every card would have a value. If you pull that one, I don't know, let's say alternative jersey from New York Rangers, you know then it's needed for the set and it actually have the value. More people will be interested of grinding the game, acquiring the packs. Even base pack would have a value, because you never know what can you pull there. I'm very interested to know what you guys think about the team builders and how would you change the sets. I like that the team builders are in the game, but the current structure, I just find it like, I don't know, scam, because when you get that 99, it's pretty much just a flex for content creators. The next thing I want to touch is XFactors. I think it's quite clear that EA is not removing the XFactors as abilities and also as cards. So if we have to go with an XFactors year after year, why are you giving one player per each team? I don't think it's fair. Let's say Draisaitl and McDavid, both are incredible players. Why only McDavid is getting an XFactor? Why just don't give them both? Who cares? Also, in my opinion, XFactor should be one of the best cards for entire year, and it should end up with a 99 everything. I think a lot of people already touched it, and pretty much in everyone's wish list, when you talk about the XFactors, it's a choosable zone abilities. I know a lot of people were talking about the superstar abilities as well. I personally would be happy if we could choose at least the zone ability. Let's say XFactor have wheels, and then they release, let's say, a headliner or any other event card for McDavid, 88 overall. So if that 88 overall card would, let's say, would have unstoppable force as a zone ability, automatically this zone ability adds to the XFactor, and I can just go and choose which one I prefer. That would allow us to have more different team builds and actually have fun. Let's say I want to build a team just with the truculence. How fun would it be to use Connor McDavid with the truculence? If they will release a card during the year with that zone ability, XFactor would automatically have it. So XFactor card would always have value. Even if you pull it late in the year, even if you trade in your 50 gold cards for a random XFactor card, every single card would have a value. Now let's talk about the XFactor upgrades. As much as I would like, then you can upgrade them during the year, I don't think then power-up collectibles should be a way of upgrading them. If we go back to the XFactor have to be the best card in the game for an entire year, why not allow us to upgrade them with the objectives? In NHL 24, they implemented the objectives 2.0, so that means you can actually have some certain objectives linked to the cards. And yes, it's not visible at the moment, but I believe it's in the game. So, for example, McDavid is the fastest player, I don't know, one of the best shots in the game as well. If they release his 88 overall MSP and the XFactor automatically unlocks to the 88, I don't know, make something like we have to score 10 goals, 50 goals, whatever you want. Same objectives we currently have just for, I don't know, a random player every single Tuesday. Why not to link those objectives to the XFactor so we can unlock the XFactor tiers and upgrade the cards by completing the objectives? I don't mind if they keep the coins, because if, let's say, I don't have a time and I'm like hot rich and I just decide to spend money and I don't want to grind any of those objectives, that's fine. I can still unlock the tier, let's say for maybe 50k or 100k, whatever it takes, but allow people who want to play the game, who want to put 2000 hours every single year to just use the cards and actually, I don't know, grind. Also, that would allow us to use more XFactors all year long, because you would be just able to put, let's say, XFactor card in every single position and maybe do some challenges or various different things. I just think it will be more fun. Because, for example, Ovechkin gets an upgrade and you can upgrade his XFactor from 77 to, I don't don't know, let's say 85. Make us score one-timer goals. Obviously, if one-timer is actually a thing in the game. Because his zone ability originally would be 1T, and Ovechkin is famous for his one-timer from the point and from his office, so every single upgrade will be a one-timer goal. Would just make sense. I don't know, for defensemen you can do the block shots, maybe hits or something like that. I don't know, just come up with some ideas, but I think it would be fun. Yes, you could go and play squad battles and do all these things quite easily, but in the end of the day, at least it would push people to actually play the game and use different cards. Like I mentioned, all these things already are in the game. With the Objectives 2.0, you can actually link the objectives to the cards. They do have to rewrite the code a little bit, but you don't have to actually write a fully brand new code and implement that in the game. In my opinion, it would be fun. Let me know down in the comment sections below. Do you agree with me, or how would you like EA to change XFactor? Some people want XFactor to be removed as an ability and as a card from the game. Do you agree with that? Okay, now let's talk about the biggest change added to the NHL 24 hot moments. I think in general the idea was great. They replaced the challenges and stuff like that, and every single event they give us a new moment, and it's fun. They're giving us free card, free collectibles, some packs, and people who don't play online actually have something to do. But let's talk about one of the main issues I have with hot moments is the difficulty. Let's take Nietzsche's moment as an example. Yes, you only have to do 3 moments and you will get yourself an 89 overall card for free. But when we say free, again, I will go back to my intro where I said 70% of the people probably don't even play hot moments because it's way too difficult. The first moment is on pro difficulty, looks easy, everyone can complete it. The next one is on all-star. You have to score goals, you have to assist, and you have to do all these various things. I think all-star is the maximum difficulty you can actually have for the moment, as far as you don't only want the competitive players to play. And I know a lot of other content creators touched on this, but they were basically saying the moments are way too easy, same as squad battles. I will be representing the casual player base and I will say what I think, because personally, I think it's way too difficult. No one wants to sweat for hours in these moments. If you want to keep the same difficulty, I think there always should be 2 ways. If you're good at the game, you can complete it very quickly, go through the moments, complete them, get the card. But I think there should always be 2 options. Do one thing or another. For example, for people who are not that good, why not allow us to do score bottom right corner goals with niches if you are good at the game, or just score 15 goals and you can complete the same objective as well. So if I'm bad at the video game and I cannot complete these moments in superstar difficulty, I will need to spend, let's say, 3 hours instead of 1 hour, and I will still be able to get this card. How many cards actually were not being acquired by the casual player base because these moments are way too difficult? Another thing I would like to see them implementing or bringing back is daily moments. Give us, let's say, 7 daily moments where you have to complete a moment every single day and you get yourself a collectible. You collect 7 collectibles and then you can go and exchange the collectibles for a pack every single, let's say, Friday. That would give people a purpose to actually log in. Yes, you don't have to, it's not a job in the end of the day, but for people who play every single day, but getting that collectible and then exchanging the collectibles for a reward would just be fun. I remember in MLB The Show there was like an XP pass or daily moment pass where you have to complete a moment for every single day and then you get yourself, let's say, an 88 overall card at the beginning of the game, or for example 95 overall card later in the game cycle. If EA wants us to come and log in every single day and play the game and like engage with the game, then they have to give us something. And I think a daily moment for offline players, and not only offline players, would be a really good thing because it would just give us extra things to play in the game. At the moment, yes, you complete the moments, you get your pack, you get your card, but there is nothing really telling you to come back tomorrow. I think in general you can talk about the game a lot and we all agree that we need a new mode, we need a lot of things, but I'm just talking about something what is already in the game, so I'm trying to change what we already have, just in case EA decides not to make any changes in NHL 25. So let's now talk about the squad battles. In my opinion, they have to get rid of 5 goals and 20 shots to get max points. I just don't think then how many goals you score and how many shots you have should actually reward you. It's a hockey video game, so there only should be if you win or lose, in my opinion. If you win, you get the max points. If you lose, you don't get max points. The fact that Division 2 and Division 1 players go and score 5 goals, I don't know, in the first 5 minutes, do the 20 shots and then sit behind the net, it's just so stupid. Where is the point of this mode? I know a lot of people who don't play online will still grind, let's say on superstar difficulty, and get the 5 goals. I don't think it should matter. The only thing what should reward you is if you win the game. If maybe I'm not that good, give me max points if I win by 1 goal. And I think sitting behind the net and just waiting when the game will end is also something they need to look at and get rid of it, because it's just not fair. Another thing I would like to see if they would change the periods in squad battles. Get rid of 2-minute periods, just make it 3-minute periods in general. So every single game is 3-minute period and the only thing you can adjust is the difficulty. I think something similar we have in FC for people who play. I think there is only 3-minute periods and the only thing you can adjust is difficulty, and it works very well. When they release the squad with the current event, I think if we win this game, we should get a random pack with, let's say, 85 overall plus player from the current event. It could be an MSP or it could be just the lowest overall card from that event, but again, this would give us a purpose to log in the squad battles for people who don't play it every single week and actually play featured squads. Because we're in the squad battles, I also want to touch Team of the Week. At the moment, Team of the Week is absolutely pointless. The only time we actually look at the Team of the Week is to see if any of your cards get an upgrade. If we're looking at XFactors, I don't know, did McDavid get maybe a Team of the Week card, so it means another tier on his XFactor unlocked or something like that. Why not allow us to play, let's say, Team of the Week or maybe All-Star difficulty, and if you win the game or whatever objective you set us to do, we will get a Team of the Week pack where we can get any player from Team of the Week. Probably the odds will be then we will all get the lowest overall card, but there still is a percentage in the pack then you possibly could get that highest overall card from this week's Team of the Week. Otherwise, Team of the Week is just pointless event, or even if you call it event, every single week where no one really used these cards. Okay, and if we talked about the squad battles, we also have to talk about the rivals. If EA decides to get rid of the old gen and leave the current gen just for the game, then it means the player base will be much bigger because people eventually will buy the Xbox Series S or, I don't know, PlayStation 5, and you will see then there will be more players actually playing the game. If that's the case, please get rid of 6 divisions. The skill gap between Division 3 and Division 4 is way too big. If you're really a casual player, yes, the goal is to get better in the game, to play more difficult opponents, and that's fine. But I think back in the day when we had 10 divisions, it was much better. Also, the point system. You have to play the game and you can win every single game, but if someone plays the game, also wins every single game, but score more goals, you will not be able to maybe get to the ultimate if you're in higher division. I think the point system should be something like you win the game, you get 3 points, you lose the game, you get 0 points. If you get to the overtime, you straight away get 1 point, and if you win in the overtime, you get 2 points. One thing I like about EAFC, and I do use EAFC as an example a lot of people use MLB. I think some of the things we have in FC would be really nice in Rivals. They don't have to grind 7,000 games every single week to get to the maximum tier. Yes, you can always play to get to the highest division. The highest division will give you the best packs, but you only have to win, let's say, 7 games each week and you get the ultimate reward. Maybe because NHL is a little bit different, make us to win 15 games. Once you get your 15 wins, you are settled and locked in for the ultimate rewards. And then people will actually be able to plan their time better. If I want to play all my rival games during the weekend or during the week, it's up to me how I want to do it. And I know all I have to do is just win 15 games in my division and then I will get that reward. If I'm being demoted to the division below or if I'm being promoted while I'm playing those games, I'm straight away getting the rewards for that division. At the moment, let's say I'm starting in Division 4 and I'm, let's say, winning every single game. I get to Division 3, have to wait until the next week when I'm in Division 3 to play again, and then there I only have opportunity to get Division 3 rewards. I don't think that's the right way of doing it. Otherwise, where is the point of me grinding and get to the higher division if I'm not able to get the higher rewards same week, if you know what I mean? Another thing I would like to see is EA getting rid of burst. As much as I would like quicker periods, I think gameplay and that kind of mode should be a separate mode in the NHL video game. Please leave Rivals Classic every single week, and then if you decide to come up with a different mode and implement that in an NHL video game, make the gameplay maybe shorter periods like it's in burst, maybe a little bit more arcade-ish, I don't know, whatever you come up. But the Rivals, if it's a division base, then it needs to be classic. Because not everyone plays Chams, and if you are still trying to get better in the game, the classic mode would maybe allow us to actually learn the gameplay a little bit better. Because if you play in the burst with the 2-minute periods or whatever it is, if you let in one goal, that's it. Basically, you can call it a day. And the last mode we need to talk about is Hot Chams. Hot Chams should always stay the most competitive mode in the game. And in the end of the day, if you're not good, you will not get the top tier rewards. That's why you have squad battles and rivals at this point. You have to reward better players by giving them a guaranteed cards. If you are, I don't know, let's say Polgs or Iki, then if you get to the rank 1 or top 100, give them a guaranteed cards. Let's say if you get to the rank 1 or I don't know, top 100, you get a 95 overall Mats Sandin, just for example. If I can get myself, let's say 11 wins, I will get his 89 overall card. If I get to, let's say 13 wins, I will get his 90 overall card. If I get to the 15 wins, then I will get his, I don't know, 92 overall card, and so on. So you still put the same card but with a lower overall, so even if you're not good at the game, you still have that chance to grind for an exclusive card to add to your collection. It's up to you. Do you want to use the card or do you want to use it as a fodder? But I think just being able to earn exclusive cards in Hot Chams should be a thing. Also, please get rid of the Hot Chams collectibles. Just give us packs. No one really cares about Hot Chams collectibles. It's like, yes, you can go and make a power-up collectible, but is this what the mode should actually be about? It's like you get the best rewards and you want to open the packs. At the moment, if you play Chams and you, I don't know, let's say you get to the top 100, you'll get 12 Hot Chams collectibles and you can go and exchange them for 12 power-up collectibles, or you can exchange them for various different pucks, and that's pretty much it. Like, yes, you will be able to open the pucks, but the amount of pucks they actually are giving us every single week is ridiculous. Don't forget, not everyone is a content creator. Not everyone can actually live in the game to play all the rivals, all the champs, all the squad battles. EA NHL is probably the only mode where you actually have to grind every single day, and it feels like a full-time job. Another thing, at the moment they are releasing 1 week, 2 weeks, sometimes even 4-week events. It doesn't really make sense because all you look is from Friday to Friday, few MSPs, and that's it. If EA would implement XP path in NHL 25, for example, because we already have it in World of Chell, so they don't really have to redesign it. They just have to bring it from one mode and put it in another. Link the objectives to that XP path. So, for example, you play squad battle game and you get yourself 25 XP for every single game you win. Make objectives linked to that event where you will get extra additional XP. So, if you want to go and use all the event cards in squad battles or build different various teams in rivals, you'll get extra XP. Or you can just grind any mode you like and still in the background earn XP. By the end of completing the XP path, I don't know, let's say every month it refresh, you'll get an MSP of the current event. I think every event should be around 4 weeks. In between, they can release various different cards, they can add the cards, they can maybe add objectives to allow us to earn a little bit more XP or something like that. But releasing 1 week event, let's say I'm on vacation, I'm not at home, I don't really have an opportunity to even get any of these cards because once they are gone, they're gone. Yes, currently you can go back in the sets and earn them, but I think having an XP path would be a really fun thing. If I go back to the FC, then one of the things I like is the mode linked objectives. So every week they have the Chams objectives. On top of the pucks you're earning, you also can earn an exclusive cards. For example, if you just want to play the Chams with your god squad and get to yourself, I don't know, 20 wins if you're super good or 11 wins if you're not that good, you will get the pucks. That's great. Maybe there is something else. But if we would have like mode linked objectives, for example, go and use only Team Canada players for this weekend. And if you get yourself 11 wins with that team, you will get exclusive, I don't know, John Tavares captain's card as a reward on top of what you're already earning in the Chams. So it's an option for people who want to go and use their god squad or they want to use different team builds. I think also a really cool engagement idea. So from the beginning of the game, people know that any card could possibly have a value. They would not trade them in. They would not maybe quick sell them because you never know what you would need during the game cycle. So these would be some of the things I would like them to change in Hockey Ultimate Team. I'm talking from someone who is a casual player. So if you are a Division 1, Division 2 player, you probably don't want any of this. I'm just thinking of someone who works every single day, can only play the game for let's say 2 hours every day maximum because in the end of the day we all have a life, and it will just allow us to actually enjoy the game more. There will be more options for us to go and chase. If I just want to focus on Chams because there is that one reward and I want to try to get those 11 wins, that's where I will put my focus. At the moment everyone is just trying to get more pucks, and there are also some side notes. I really hope that they will get rid of the old gen. Again, I'm calling it old gen, but at this point I think PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X is already an old gen considering how long it's out. When people say like old gen and new gen, then the consoles we're currently using I think is already just the current gen. It's not like a new gen, but you know what I mean. If they would get rid of them, I think the menu speed would massively improve and they could just allocate the servers to the current consoles. Another thing I never really understood is when you go in your team and you go through your lineup, why I cannot just go and search an auction house directly from my team. For example, I currently don't have second line center and I want to go and buy a player. I would search the auction house directly from my lineup. I will put the search criteria whatever I want. I don't know, I want a player from Team Canada, USA or whatever. Once I purchase the player, I send it directly to that spot. I don't actually send it to the collection. Then I go back to my lineup. Then I go and search my collection. Then I go through 7,000 pages, find the player, send it to your team. I just think it's like, I don't mind menu grinding, but the way EA NHL games are being designed is just like you have to press 25 different buttons to actually get where you want. There are plenty of other things I would like to see in the video game, like, I don't know, allow us to do the customized boards in like our maybe even arenas. I know they will not allow us to do the logos and jerseys, which I find it stupid because every other video game have it, but allow us to at least some kind of customization in Hockey Ultimate Team. Otherwise, everyone just looks the same and you cannot really stand out. Or maybe put some kind of banners if you are in your what division you are, how many wins you get in the Chams. Allow us to put some kind of things from the game, I don't know, let's say on the board. So when you are playing, it's some kind of a little flex. Maybe I want to show my opponent that I didn't win a single Chams game this weekend and he will think, oh my god, she sucks. And then I will just win him in the Rivals game or something like that. You know what I mean? Just more fun. Okay guys, sorry for a long video and a lot of yapping because I usually usually don't do these kind of videos, but I think I'm just a little bit sick of the game being the same every single year, and I don't really have a lot of hopes to see that the game will massively improve, or even if it will improve, it will actually be very good. But again, I will stay positive until I actually see the final product and I play it for at least months, because I don't want to really say that the game will be shit or the game will be awesome before I actually play it for a decent amount of time to test it. Let me know down in the comment sections below. From the things we currently have in the game, how would you change them? If there would be one thing you could change in the current Hockey Ultimate Team, what would it be? I hope you enjoyed today's video, have a good one, and see you guys!